All right, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about Chapter 9. Chapter 9 is Eyewitness and Scientific Identifications. So, as an introduction, identifications involve three procedures. You have lineups, show ups, and photographic identifications, which we'll talk more about each one. Identification is a crucial step in the criminal justice system that may lead to a suspect being charged with a crime. The challenge is to ensure that the identification will be conducted in a reliable fashion and fair fashion. We'll talk about that as well. Uh, Physical identifications, lineups, and show ups are subject to constitutional limitations under the Sixth Amendment right to counsel and the Fifth Amendment and 14th Amendment's due process clause. Um, Photographic identifications are subject to limitation under the due process clause, and there's no right uh, to presence of an attorney. So I'll say it again. Photographic identifications are subject to limitation under the due process clause, and there's no right to presence of an attorney at a photographic lineup. And we'll talk about that as well. Wrongful convictions and eyewitness identifications. One Eyewitness identifications are probably the biggest cause of wrongful convictions. The issue is when something traumatic happens to a person, uh, even though the event, what happened to them, usually leaves a lasting effect on their life and what they think is a permanent imprint on their brain. Uh, Sometimes just the fact that it was trying to think of the word, the the fact that the event itself was so catastrophic to them, it post traumatic stress disorder or then trauma. Be surprised how much you forget. So of course, if you're attacked by someone you know already, someone you're familiar with, of course you never forget that phase. But an unknown person does something to you or victimizes you, breaks in your house, and you look them right in the eye. Um, you'll be surprised how much you forget because of the trauma. Another basis for wrongful conviction and eyewitness identifications is also cross-racial identification. We'll talk a little bit about that. A lot of wrongful convictions dealing with cross-racial identification. So that's whether the person's black, Asian, Hispanic, or white. You'll be surprised how much we have problems identifying people outside of our cultural zone, our cultural and racial groups. Because of course, in most groups we're together. Black people are normally together, usually live in the same neighborhoods. We socialize with each other. Of course, just being with your family is usually being with people that look like you. The problem comes when something happens and you're victimized by someone outside of that group. Are you going to be able to reliably identify the person that actually did it? And due to